Opening contest, a return match between Miley and Vanna Black. Well, there is no love lost between these two competitors.
Absolutely not. We are starting off this episode of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling with a bang. Return match, and boy, was that personal. The last time these two women met, ending in a disqualification. My apologies.
Double count out. They took it to the outside, the picnic tables, the, 10th row, wherever they were. They were not caring about staying in the ring, that's for sure.
Nowhere in the building was safe. These two just wanted to beat the holy heck out of each other, and now we're letting them do it. It's no disqualification action, folks.
Vanna Black bringing that same attitude that we saw in her debut here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Referee checking things out. And you can see the attitude as she waits in the corner here, not impressed with her opponent. They just want to get at each other, exactly. I'd imagine, after.
Seeming a little calm, cool, and collected, ready to fight here is Vanna Black.
And here she is, Miley, and she's got treats with her. We are at Job Site Brewing Company here in Stratford.
Maybe a little bit of liquid motivation for the fans here to cheer Miley on in this match.
How do you win friends? How do you win support? A couple brewskis will do it.
Yep. A 12-ounce can go a long way.
Who wants it? Loudest cheer gets the can from Miley here. She's having fun already. You know, the thing about Miley is we see how much fun she has outside of the ring, but when she gets in the ring, she still mixes a little fun in there, but definitely a lot of business as well. She can get it done in the ring.
That's exactly it. You can almost see a gear turning in Miley, switching into a new one, and really just picking up that intensity while having some fun along the way.
You see Vanna Black making her way to the center of the ring already, wants to get things started here.
Vanna Black wants to waste no time, and
hey, there it is, before the bell. We knew they'd wanted to get at each other. Vanna Black has had enough with some elbows to the face of Miley.
And the rules are very important here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, folks, but this match is no disqualification. Any other time, Vanna would have just received a disqualification. Not here.
Hammerlock Pure Wrestling management basically forced to make it a no disqualification match here. They saw what went down the first time these two met.
There must be a winner here at the Job Site Brewing Company.
Snap suplex here from Vanna Black. A little bit of hair grabbing there earlier too, but as we mentioned, no DQ.
You can take that rule book and you can throw it right over the top rope today.
Arm drags there, and Miley getting her smile back for the moment here as she's in control. Vanna right back up to her feet.
And back right to the hair.
Referee trying to step in and bring some kind of rules, I guess, to this match, rules even though there is no rules. Stomping on the arm now. Miley with us. It's a little bit scary when Miley has that smile on her face and, you know, throwing out the punishment here on
I'm feeling
Vanna Black.
Intimidated over here. It almost seems like the more pain she causes, the bigger that smile gets.
Absolutely. It fuels her. And the crowd, enjoying their free beer, is willing her on as well. Crushing the joints and the elbow right now of Vanna Black.
Miley came into this match with a game plan and so far executing it perfectly.
Ducks under a couple clotheslines. Shoulder tackle takes her down. One. Two. A quick 2 count.
Just 2, but you can see Vanna going right to that shoulder.
There's no way she's going to stay down this early. She's been thinking about this, probably pacing around wherever she's been, waiting to get back at Miley after the heated encounter they had recently on Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Over the top.
Almost got a submission in the corner there. Very innovative offense by Vanna Black.
Snapper over the top. And Vanna now firing up off the ropes. 2 count on Miley. Remember, if you do want to see the first encounter with Miley and Vanna Black, you can do that, Keith.
You can. Just head over to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YouTube, and you can check that match out in its entirety. And folks, believe me, you don't want to miss it.
Miley dragging herself up on the second rope here.
Just using
Choking
every
her out.
part of the ring to torture Miley here.
And some blows in the corner. You see the smile from Miley fading at the moment.
Exactly. A face of pain taking over Miley,
Shot to the face.
but ready to get back in this match.
Vanna Black walked into that boot. Over the top, rolls her up.
Sunset flip and only 2. You have to imagine, though, with that early work that Miley did on Black's arms, those have to hurt. Every time she kicks out, I imagine there's a little lightning bolt of pain going through her body.
She's feeling it, that's for sure. Quick 2 count. Miley kicks out once again. The center of the ring. Full house here at Jobsite Brewing Company in Stratford. Great partners with Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. And we love bringing this action to you right here. Into the corner.
Huge shoulder tackle by Vanna Black. My
To the
goodness,
midsection,
just
drops her.
taking the wind out of Miley.
In a very vulnerable position right now. Miley in that corner right on the bottom turnbuckle. And takes a shot. Drops her right under the bottom rope. Dragged back to the center of the ring.
Miley looks out. Could this be it? No, only 2.
2 count. Shoulder is up.
You can see the frustration going on Black's face.
You can see the glassy eye look on Miley's face right now after that shot in the corner. Off the ropes, back elbow. Miley went down hard on that shot.
Absolutely.
1, 2. 2 count, she is back up.
But going right into it, almost like a chokehold. I understand this is no disqualification, but my goodness.
Miley looking for the referee, saying that this is a choke. Not much he can do about it. The referee is just there to
Ease things along.
count 3.
He's got to count a pin. He sees
Watch
a
for a tap
submission.
out. Back up to her feet. Shots to the midsection now, and oh, the hair straight down to the mat.
Nothing fair about that, folks.
Miley got a full big head of hair, and Vanna Black thought, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this situation. You know, the thing is, Vanna, very well versed in the ring, as you can see, but not above grabbing a handful of hair or something like that if she's able to.
Absolutely. You know, in a return match like this where the stakes are high, sometimes you do what you got to do to get that win.
We got a Texas cloverleaf.
Wow.
And Miley nowhere to go.
Wow, looked like she was thinking of tapping there.
Thinking about it. Decided to will
Hardly
herself
blame her,
on
just
here.
just the way her back is stretched there. My goodness, Vanna has that locked in tight.
The angle, and she's just wrenching. Releases the hold. Miley on the shoulders. Drops back, went for a German suplex, blocked.
Vanna showing her strength there.
Elbows to that, trying to duck out of the way.
And Miley showing her determination, but Vanna is right there to say no. Here is a shoulder to your midsection.
Thrown back into the corner, top rope now. Miley nowhere to go. Oh!
Nowhere to go but down, you mean?
On the back in the middle of the ring. 2 count only. Miley is one of these times maybe not going to be able to kick out, but at the moment,
still in this fight.
And those vicious elbows and forearms right to the face now, the bridge of the nose of Miley.
Vanna Black just like a shark who's found her prey.
Off the ropes, out of the way, Miley.
Still
Meet in the middle.
Oh my goodness, both women down after that huge collision.
Double cross body. It looks like both women had the same idea.
Have to imagine that took the wind right out of both of their sails.
Referee now counting as they try to come to and realize exactly where they are.
Will themselves back up, and you have to imagine whoever gets up first, huge advantage going into the late stages of this match.
Vanna Black to her knees, so is Miley. Miley just edging out Vanna. Shot for shot now.
Sometimes all it takes is a good old stiff punch to the face.
Miley firing up on the shoulders. And dropped. 1, 2. Vanna barely getting the shoulder up on that one.
That's about as close as it gets, folks. 2.99. Vanna Black still in this. Miley might be wondering what she needs to do to put this one away.
Into the corner.
You can see a little ferocity behind that smile now.
Absolutely. It's more of a devilish grin here. Still having fun, but
fun in the way that she's hurting her opponents while she's doing it. My goodness.
Monkey flip over the top. And Miley now taking control of this matchup. For the moment, hangs onto the ropes. Good decision there.
Takes Vanna's knee.
Vanna
oh,
down on the second rope.
619.
And steps back in very confidently. Miley going up now. Second rope crossbody. 1, 2. No!
So close. Only 2.
Crowd thought Miley had that one.
Absolutely. I thought Miley had that one, but Vanna Black said, no, you don't.
And Miley now looking for the smile spiral. Dropped face first. 1,
line
2.
Only 2. Little bit of fight left in Miley.
How the tables have turned in an instant.
My goodness, just the force behind that flatliner from Vanna Black. I'm amazed Miley kicked out of that one.
And now the submission like a Rings of Saturn. Bending the arms, taking away both arms, and somehow Miley able to stretch out.
Referee's discretion, folks. He tells Vanna Black to break the hold. Vanna needs to break it.
Not without a little conversation, though.
Absolutely.
And now just toying with Miley, those kicks to the head. Shot for shot, the amount of forearms that have been dropped and connected in this match.
You can tell how personal this one is, folks.
Using the full momentum backwards on the ropes, kick to the face, stunner. Vanna Black saw her opening and she took it.
And she was rewarded. That's a new one for me, using the momentum from the ropes just to hit your opponent that little bit harder.
You got to do what you got to do, and we are in familiar territory here now. This is how their last matchup went. Off the ring post.
There are no countouts in this match. There must be a winner.
Off the bar top. Here at Jobsite Brewing in Stratford.
They could even end up on the main street of Stratford. There must be a winner, folks.
Don't you dare waste that beer. I've had it. It's delicious. Miley says, that's mine. Thank you. I'll finish that later. Let me finish you first. Crowd right behind Miley now. How did I know that chaos like this was going to happen the next time these two met?
Yeah, it was inevitable. You know, we started out this match pretty fair, but they are in here for a fight. The second those forearms started trading back and forth, we just switched into a whole different mode here.
Smile spiral! 2! And the kick out!
Only 2? Unbelievable!
Miley shocked that Vanna White was able to somehow, some way get a shoulder up on that one. She hit it perfectly.
Absolutely.
Suplex over the top.
Where there's one amigo, there must be 2 more. There's number 2.
And can she finish it for the trio?
Rolling the hips. And what goes up?
Blocked. And over the other way for Vanna Black now, able to stop that in its tracks. Back and forth, back and forth. Flipped over the top. And into the corner with the arms locked behind.
Very innovative by Miley there.
But look out, Vanna Black making...
Miley might have taken a little too much time to gain her bearings there. Now into a choke by Vanna Black. My goodness.
A choke on the back, but Miley's still on her feet.
Just the pressure that Miley must be feeling right now. All of Vanna Black's weight on her.
Using the ring to her advantage there.
I don't know how much Miley can take of this. My goodness.
Oh, she's in trouble now.
Got the legs wrapped around her.
Swaying one way and the other. You see her gasping for air. Drops the arm twice. Here it is. No, it's not.
Little bit of life left in Miley.
Miley's still trapped in the hold, though.
That's exactly it. You have some life left in you, but will it be quickly drained away?
There it is!
That's it, folks.
There it is. Vanna Black able to tap out Miley. That's all she had left at the moment. The arm dropped twice. She fired up, but Vanna Black never released the hold.
Miley leaving it all in the ring, but it just wasn't enough tonight, folks. Huge win for Vanna Black on this one.
Massive, brand new to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. And she's going back to finish the beer she opened.
Post-match celebration there from Vanna Black.
What a matchup. And we knew Vanna Black would be talking all the way back to the dressing room. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com to see all the exciting upcoming events.
And there he is, the Moondog himself, Ethan Dukes, making his way to the ring here at Job Site Brewing in Stratford. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action.
Dukes wasting no time to get in the ring. He looks like he is ready to fight, folks.
Can the ring even contain him? We have had, in the past, Hammerlock Pure Wrestling rings. The top rope blew out in a match. Remember that with the Drifters and Books and Looks in the past.
How could I forget that?
Ethan Dukes testing those ropes right now before the matchup even starts.
Looking sturdy, though, but those ropes are going to have a test in this contest. Two powerhouses ready to meet head-on.
And remember, if you want to see any other past matches, Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YouTube, you'll see this man in a few of them. A ball of fire on the way to the ring himself. It's the Honorable One, Brian White.
Brian White coming up a little short last week in our number one contenders contest, but he is ready to get right back in that title picture. So is Ethan Dukes, for that matter. You know, in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, you're one incredible performance away from just being right back in that title picture, and both men are looking to do that this evening.
And I know Brian's really been taking care and rehabbing that knee that Vikram Prasher went after.
Absolutely. You have to know that Ethan Dukes watched that match as well. Knows that that might be an easy target on the Honorable One. Now,
if you're watching and you're recognizing the Honorable One, Brian White, I will explain where you may have seen him in just a moment. The Honorable Brian White, a city councilor.
Yeah, he might be representing you in your area.
In the Sarnia area. And just happens to be one of the stars of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling here as well, as they lock up in the middle of the ring.
You have to imagine it's not too hard for him to get a motion passed in council there.
Absolutely. Ethan Dukes saying you're not going to get anything passed with me, though.
Both men kind of just testing each other in the early moments of this match.
Dukes looking to go for the elbow, break the hands. Breaking the hands works, so now he's in control. Drop down face first. Dukes eats the mat here at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Hard for a big man to show off his strength when he's on the ground, face down. Brian White knows that, and that's where he wants Ethan Dukes to be with the quick cover.
Quick cover, kick out, Ethan Dukes. Dukes coming from wrestling royalty, you might want to say, in the area here with his father, Tyson Dukes.
Those are big shoes to fill for our first Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion. But Ethan Dukes looking to cement his own legacy here. And Brian White stands in his way.
And, you know, his father trained many of the men in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, men and women in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Now, do you think that gives Ethan Dukes an advantage? Because he's seen most of that training take place.
It could, or is it a disadvantage? Because maybe his father put in a little more time with some of the other superstars. Who knows, right?
It's tough to say.
Brian White in control on the ground, on the mat here. Ethan Dukes. Big man gets the legs up around the neck and is able to quickly get out of that submission.
And just using his legs to choke the life out of White.
Legs like a couple of tree trunks coming together here around the throat and the head, even just squeezing the head of the Honorable One.
I have to imagine there's not a lot of air going through those legs right now.
Both men back up.
Brian White showing his submission prowess here.
Stretching him out with the mandatory compliance.
Locking it in early.
And you can see stretching the arms out, using all the strength he has to bend Ethan Dukes in all the wrong places.
Have to imagine that took the wind out of Dukes early as well.
Brian White going for his signature submission early on in the match here.
Absolutely looking for an easy win, but Ethan Dukes still has a lot left in the tank.
All right, headlock down on one knee.
Dukes just wrenching at Brian White's head. Said, you want to get me in a submission? Well, here's one for yourself. I'm going to wear you down. I'm going to tear you apart.
That's the game plan. It's simple for Ethan Dukes. When he comes to the ring, he has one simple thing in mind. Tear you apart, get the job done.
Yep. Inflict hurt, bring pain, win match.
The problem is Brian White chasing after as well, trying to get back in that title picture. That's what it's all about. These men trying to climb the food chain, if you will, here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Exactly. You have to imagine whoever wins this match is going to be on the short list of #1 contender possibilities.
Off the ropes, big man taking down Brian White. And Ethan Dukes across the ropes, ducking that clothesline, blocking maybe a hip toss there.
Dukes going for a huge forearm there. White saying not today.
Spinning him around,
Just
fighting for
twisting
control.
Dukes around here.
And drops him down just like that.
He's
got his own arm wrapped around his...
Almost looks like a modified $1 Million Dream there. Cobra clutch,
Cobra
whatever
clutch.
you want to call it, it's effective.
He got into that out of nowhere, not the traditional way. He just made it happen.
He almost used Ethan Dukes' body to put himself in it in a way.
Big splash in the corner now from Ethan Dukes.
Nothing
dropping
pretty about
Brian
that,
White.
folks.
1, 2.
Just 2 count.
And the honorable one. Getting the shoulder up here, but
Now just disrespect from Ethan Dukes, rubbing his face or his boot against the honorable one's face.
the boot across the bridge of the nose and the jaw. Dragging him up with the big club across the back now.
Just discombobulating White in every opportunity.
Headbutt to the back of the neck. That is not going to feel good. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Little closer to 3 than Brian White would have liked on that one.
Yep, you can see the match starting to take its toll on both these competitors.
Now, do you think Ethan Dukes is thinking about that title in this match, or is he just thinking about pain at this point?
Well, there's long-term goals and short-term goals in life, and I would say long-term goal championship, short-term goal pain, absolutely.
Of course, our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion is Rodney Matthews.
And Matthews will be in action up next against the #1 contender, winning that match against Brian White last week, Vikram Prasher.
Yeah, we'll get into that in our main event. Of course, this is Rodney Matthews' first title defense as well, but you know, he may get through tonight later on, but looks like he may have these men to worry about in his near future, too.
That's what I was going to say. I imagine whoever wins this match is going to be in the back watching that very closely, taking notes, seeing who they're going to have, who's going to stand in between them and the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship as Ethan Dukes just chops the life out of Brian White.
Knife edge chop takes the breath away. And a 2 count. You know when you can get that close to a victory after a chop, you know it's got some power behind it.
Yeah, exactly. You have a game plan, you stick to it.
Shots to the ribs. Dragging Brian to his feet. Just firing quick jabs, whatever he can do to get out of this.
Almost a little bit of desperation, it seems like, from the honorable one, and Duke's there to say, not today.
Right into the clothesline. Down for the pin. You know, Dukes maybe took his time on that one, getting down for the pinfall.
That might just be the toll that this match has taken on both men. Duke's taking a second to compose himself here.
The front row here at Job Site Brewing in Stratford. Yelling at Brian White, trying to get him back to his feet. He's to his feet, but not in a great spot right now.
He would like to be, exactly.
No. Thrown to the corner. Look out, big splash coming. Out of the way this time, though. Ducks a clothesline there. Ducks another. And Brian White
just throwing his body weight with that huge shoulder tackle to Ethan Dukes.
And he is fired up. That may be the offensive move he needed to get back in this thing. Throwing Dukes. Collision. Center of the ring. The clothesline. 1, 2.
Just a 2 now, both men after that huge collision. Looking to get back their momentum.
Scooping up the big man.
And slamming him down.
Right in the center of the ring. Brian White. The double axe handle to the chest of Ethan Dukes. 1, 2.
Just 2.
You can see that desperation. What do I have to do?
Dukes might be wondering what happened here. I was in control just a few moments ago.
Scoops up Brian himself, slips out of it, and wraps him right back up. Taking Dukes down to one knee.
Back to that modified Cobra clutch.
Dukes is in trouble. Brian giving it all he has.
You can see the life fading from Dukes, though.
Dukes
How much more can he take?
hunched over, but Still able to will himself back up to his feet. Quick shots to the gut. And picking him up for a huge... No, rolls through. Reverses the back body drop. Scoops him up. Oh, and dropped down. The big man just too much.
Little too much for Brian White to handle.
And remember that knee. It comes into play there. Remember that knee that Vikram Prasher went after.
That's a great point, Mark. And now you just have, there's like a red bullseye, I have to imagine, on that knee now for Ethan Dukes. White going for it again. Gets
able to get him up this time. Wills himself to make it happen.
Slams him down.
Death Valley driver. Is that it? 1, 2. And Ethan Dukes able to get the shoulder up. Incredible heart from the honorable one, Brian White, able to go back at it and get the big man up.
Absolutely, and there wasn't a lot of life in that kick out.
Got to be rethinking the game plan now, though, wondering what else.
Does he go for that Death Valley driver again, knowing how much of a toll that took?
He doesn't have the opportunity right now. And dropped on his back.
Just
didn't get all of it. Brian
on the mat.
Off the second rope, elbow drop.
Using the ropes for that little bit of extra leverage is Dukes. Only 2, though.
2 count. Wow.
What are either of these men needing to do to take the other one out? That, folks, is how important the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship is to both of these men. They will leave it all in the ring here tonight.
Scooping up Brian White. Rolled through. 3!
Got him! 3!
He caught him with the quick roll through.
Brian White just needed that little edge. Stole one from Ethan Dukes there. My goodness.
Ethan Dukes, the one still on his feet here. However, Brian White with the win. He can't believe it. They busted him open on the roll through there.
Dukes is wondering what happened. And he
is not
look
happy.
I would not want to have an aisle seat on his way back to the back.
Look out. Brian White just now realizing that, yes, he did get the win on the roll through there. And you got to believe that's a huge confidence booster.
Absolutely. The honorable one on Cloud 9 right now, celebrating with the fans at the Job Site Brewing Company.
Will he be back in the title HUD soon? That's definitely going to help. High fives all around for the honorable one, Brian White. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. You're watching Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YOURTV. Championship match, Rodney Matthews defending for the first time against Vikram Prasher. Well, here it is, the matchup we've been waiting for, our main event.
Folks, it doesn't get any bigger than this at the Job Site Brewing Company. All the marbles are on the line tonight.
The Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. And first out is our challenger, our extremely confident challenger, as you can see the way he walks to the ring. It's the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Prasher.
Prasher leaving nothing unsaid at the end of last episode, if you remember.
Of course, you can always check those out at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YouTube, but Vikram Prasher got in the face of our champion Rodney Matthews, to say the least.
Absolutely, leaving no stone unturned, insulting him personally, professionally, even insulting our ring announcer, Sean Bates, taking it maybe a tad too far.
Just uncalled for. We'll see if he gets in his face here, or just not acknowledge him as he gets to the corner. Show off the guns. He is ready for this championship match. Everything he's dreamed of.
Confidence oozing from Prasher. If you ask Vikram Prasher right now, you'd think he'd already won the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
He comes with a lot of confidence, that's for sure.
Confidence has paid off so far.
And here he is, our
Here
champion.
is the champ, Rodney Matthews, making his way to the ring. The crowd solidly behind Matthews.
He's fired up, high fives, ready to go.
Not just he's fired up, the entire Job Site Brewing Company fired up behind him.
You know, that belt looks great around the waist of Rodney Matthews. However, this is his first title defense. Of course, winning the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship off of Tyson Dukes. Now it's time to defend it and show that you're still... Wow, action starting before the... Referee trying to get in the middle of this.
Exactly. I don't think the referee's going to have an easy time in this one. Makes me wonder if those words Vikram Prasher said to Matthews got in his head a little bit.
You know, that may just fire up Vikram Prasher even more, though. Not sure you want to do that as the champion.
Absolutely not. When you get angry, that's when mistakes get made. And
stolen right out of the hands of Rodney Matthews now.
I wonder if Vikram Prasher is in the head of Rodney Matthews. My goodness.
Mind games, physicality, and the bell hasn't even rung yet.
We're in for a match here, folks.
The introduction now for Vikram Prasher. In the face of the fans. He doesn't need anybody. He's got this far on his own.
He's got one fan, and that's all he needs.
And there he is showing that beautiful belt, the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. Off to the crowd.
Holding it high to the admiration of the Job Site Brewing Company fans in Stratford.
It'll be interesting to see how all this pre-match shenanigans gets into the heads of either man and where we go when the bell actually rings.
That's a great point, Mark. You know, just who's going to get that mental advantage in the opening minutes of this match can take you a long way towards that victory.
We're about to find out. Referee calling for the bell. Here we go. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship on the line. Locking up in the middle. Both men know what's on the line. They saw the shiny belt. They both have held the belt already. Not officially, but Vikram Prasher grabbed it out of his hand.
That is true. Vikram Prasher did technically hold the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
Will he be able to bring it home with him tonight, though, is the question.
Interesting that these two lock up at the beginning, almost a test of strength after that test of words earlier. Goes back to those mind games.
More mind games. That's what it's all about. Using the 4 count, 4.5 there. And again, the mind games.
Looks like the Job Site Brewing Company might have a little mind games behind it as well. And the lights are back on, folks.
You know, that may be a factor we didn't even think about. If that little, you know, Vikram Prasher may be a little nervous coming into his first challenge, although he's not showing it. Rodney Matthews probably a little nervous defending for the first time. Something like the lights going out.
Might just, you know, throw somebody off their game a little bit. Nerves are high, absolutely. Nobody wants to be a transitional champion.
Rodney Matthews for the early submission and tickets to the gun show for everyone as well. Bending the fingers back, just adding a little more pain on top of that submission. Rolls him through. Quick 1 count, and Prasher is out of it.
Prasher does not want to be in that position at all. He knows that one little slip can cost him that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
Just like that, he's in control. Remember Prasher going through that hard-fought battle with the honorable one, Brian White, in our #1 contenders match here recently as well.
Exactly.
Targeted a body part, stuck to his game plan, and here he is in the championship match.
Prasher might still be feeling the effects of that from last week.
Absolutely. You go through a battle like that, and you got to be ready to go for what you've earned this championship match.
Prasher firmly in control now.
Club to the back of Rodney Matthews. And you got to wonder how Matthews has been feeling all week, too, after really Vikram Prasher laying everything on the line, not only in the ring, but on the microphone, too, leaving nothing unsaid.
Exactly. Everything was fair game for Vikram Prasher last week. I imagine Rodney Matthews was seething. Judging by the way he entered that ring there, he's been waiting for this all week.
Well, Rodney Matthews, very lighthearted, likes to have fun. However, when things are said about your family and others, you know, that smile kind of fades away and a little bit of anger probably rushes in for Matthews.
Absolutely. You just turned up a gear. It's intense time.
And one of the other points Prasher was mentioning is he feels Rodney Matthews stepped into his place. And it's arguable that he did that.
Yeah, I don't think Vikram Prasher is totally, it's not misguided for him to say that.
He believes that he should have been in the championship match. Ducked over, hip toss here. And the clothesline, quick action in the middle of the ring here.
Matthews firing up.
Scoops up Prasher. Slammed center of the ring. Listening for the crowd approval, and they are there for him here at the Stratford Job Site Brewing Company. Elbow to the chest, pin, 2.
Just 2. But as you were mentioning, Mark, Prasher, trained by Tyson Dukes, wanted that to take that championship away from Dukes himself.
And he was actually in that position. Scheduling didn't work out. Rodney Matthews able to win that battle royal, slip in, and win the championship. So Prasher has not forgotten that with a huge drop kick to the chest.
That's another thing Prasher won't forget for a while.
Well, he'll be feeling that tomorrow. Question is, will he have the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship around his waist? That'll help you forget it a little bit.
Absolutely. Put some ice underneath that championship. You'll be feeling like $1 million.
Chop in the corner. And Rodney Matthews may have injured his own hand on that one. Well, not enough to go back for a second, though.
Absolutely. You can hear just the force behind those chops. I imagine he's adding a little extra for the words from Prasher.
Let's try a chop in this corner. Still stings the hand, but maybe not as much as the chest of Prasher.
Unfortunately for Prasher, there's 2 to go. But Matthews having different plans with a forearm to the face.
Across the ring. Using those turnbuckles to his advantage. Flying forearms and elbows. Went for a bulldog there. No, pulled back by the tights. And a drop kick to the small of the back.
Just the force of that almost knocking Matthews out of the ring.
May have been a better idea to roll right out of the ring and
Absolutely.
catch your breath for a moment.
In a bit of a compromising position now on that apron. Depending on who you ask, that's the hardest part of the ring there that Matthews' face just went into, and now drop kick to the floor.
Low drop kick, and he is in the front row here at Stratford Job Site Brewing Company here. Fan says, I saved a seat for you. I'm not sure Matthews can get up to it at this moment. Prasher back in the ring. And confidently in control for the moment.
Now you start to see that confidence wash over Vikram Prasher. Knowing he's in control, I just need to pick Rodney Matthews apart, and I am Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Champion.
Club to the back, right across the shoulder blades. He is really taking advantage of these 5 counts. Referee telling him exactly what he's doing wrong. Prasher not listening at all.
Taking it under consideration, let's say.
Now Brasher working on the arm. Knee to the bicep and the elbow there. Now this is exactly what got him to the dance. Picking a body part, working on it. We saw Brian White earlier tonight. The knee still affecting him.
Brasher just digging his knees into the lower back there. That lower back he worked on earlier.
Chin lock, knees to the back. Watching the throat on those clubs going to the chest. Referee right there to check things out.
But leaving just enough time to gloat along the way.
Oh, we saw this as well. Going deep into the locks of Rodney Matthews there with a modified noogie.
And just chopping the chest. Brasher just torturing Matthews any way he can here.
Does he have the hair? Questionable.
Brasher needs to be careful not to get overconfident. He likes to bend the rules, but he needs to make sure none of them break, because that's an immediate disqualification, and back to the line, or to the back of the line you go.
Yeah, you don't want to lose this opportunity. He worked hard here. No one can take that away from him.
Absolutely
he worked
not.
very hard to get to this championship match. You don't want to waste it. Matthews realizing this is life as the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Champion. Everyone is after you. Everyone wants to take that championship belt from you. And this being his first defense, doesn't want it to be his last defense in his first title reign here.
No.
Flipped around, fired up.
And there's that fire that won him that championship. Rodney Matthews is back into this match as quick as he was out.
Floats over the top. Hip toss, middle of the ring. He is fired up. And back to those chops.
You could hear that on Main Street Stratford. My goodness.
Ducks the clothesline. And again. Over the top sunset flip. 1, 2. 2 count pressure. These men looking for the advantage. This pace is unbelievable right now. Until he's stopped with a clothesline. Rodney Matthews goes down.
Brasher threw all of his weight into that clothesline.
1, 2. And there's the kick out from Rodney Matthews.
Kick out, but not a lot of oomph underneath that kick out.
In trouble here. You can see the pain on the face now as we get deeper into this match.
And just back to the lower back. That one's tough to say. Does Brasher go?
And Brasher taking a seat. Why not? Having a little rest here as he's front row here. Getting very excited. As Matthews reaches for that rope. He grabs the bottom rope. And of course, he's going to take his time. Vikram Brasher, the Punjabi prodigy.
Using all of that 5 count to his advantage.
Eventually steps off and clubs Matthews back into the corner. Forearm shots. It can't feel good, but with this adrenaline in this championship match right now, the chop.
You have to imagine both of these men are one forearm away from being a huge advantage, and there it is.
And you can see the chest of Vikram Brasher as well, heating up with all of those chops.
Hard to blame it.
Brasher never stops talking to the crowd, does he?
Every advantage he can get to just throw in a little bit of smack talk. Doesn't matter if it's to Rodney Matthews, our ring announcer, Sean, the crowd, he will talk smack.
Right back into that hold, though. You know, Brasher had a lot to say last week, as we mentioned, but not out of words yet.
No, absolutely not. I'm here wondering if that's possible, Mark.
Never at a loss for words. As he's looking each and every fan eye to eye and letting them know that their champion, the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Champion, Rodney Matthews, in deep trouble right now.
Rodney Matthews fading, but saying, not yet. I've still got that fire, that heart.
There's a reason he's the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Off the ropes, rolls through into a pin.
Only 2. Ooh, I imagine pressure that was maybe a little too close for comfort.
Fans were already jumping out of their seat, ready to celebrate the first title defense of Rodney Matthews. Not yet. Prasher, how many 4 counts has Prasher had in this matchup now?
That's almost an art, being able to let go exactly at 4.
Suplex. Crashing down goes Matthews for the 2 count.
Now that's interesting, seeing a little frustration in Prasher's face there.
This is where he really needs to harness that emotion that we've seen and get back to his game plan. Throw to the corner. Oh, quick shot there. Surprise Prasher with that one, and a surprise drop kick to go with it. Dropped down, went for a bulldog. It was effective either way. Dropped his face into the mat, and the elbow takes down Prasher.
And another one.
Taking all that energy of the fans here at Stratford Job Site Brewing Company here.
Almost channeling it into his elbow there and just nailing Vikram Prasher down.
Prasher getting his up to the second rope, third rope. And we've got a champ chant going, I guess you could say. Drop down, 2. Prasher is
just a look of pain over Prasher's face there.
absolutely. Matthews maybe looking to jump back into some quick pins here. This may be his opportunity. Up top, Prasher fighting his way out of it.
Oh,
And right through the second rope.
right into that ring post.
Rodney Matthews draped over the rope like a wet towel. 1, 2. Kick out.
Only 2. Frustration covering Vikram Prasher's face.
If that didn't do it, what's going to do it for Prasher now? There's the ultimate frustration, as you were mentioning. Pounding the mat here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
What does Prasher need to do to put the champ away?
More than that, that's all we know at this moment. Rodney Matthews, shots to the jaw. Off the rope, center of the ring, goes for the big boot. No!
Got that leg hooked.
Hooking the leg here, wrenching on the ankle. Matthews says, I can do that too. You know, at this point, it's smashed to the chest as well. We've got so many different offensive moves going on at once here.
Something's got to give. Both men using their entire body to inflict pain on the other.
Screaming in pain. Who has more energy left? Who has more to get the advantage? Rolled right through. We're on the outside of the ring now.
And neither man letting go.
Still in the hold. Unbelievable.
Just torturing each other, but they need to be careful of that 10 count. Prasher more so than Matthews.
Champion's advantage.
Champion will retain on a count out.
Grabs a drink here. Little hydration in the middle.
Now that's just unnecessary.
Disrespectful there from Vikram Prasher. You would expect nothing less. And Rodney Matthews with the beer right to the eyes.
Prasher, you didn't
Just like
the
Muda.
first taste. We've seen the mist, but now we've seen the beer.
Drop kicks to the back of the shoulder blade now. We are on the outside here. The count was broken, but the referee still has a count going. These guys got to listen. Referee shouting now. He is angry. He wants these men back. He wants this championship match back in the ring.
It's a very tough position for the ref because nobody wants to see a championship match end on a count out, but rules are rules.
Getting a great view of the Job Site Brewing Company here in Stratford. We're on top of a picnic table now. All hell is breaking loose in this championship match.
I imagine that picnic table is not where Prasher wants to be.
Slammed on the picnic table.
Slam the champ down.
That is a hard, solid picnic table. No give on that thing.
No give whatsoever.
And Prasher rolling back in, breaking the count.
Prasher knows he can't win on that count out.
Matthews somehow to his feet, still perched on top of that picnic table, and off of it, rolls through, takes down Prasher into the side of our ring. Unbelievable. Fans on their feet.
The champ firing up after that huge cannonball off the picnic table.
We knew this would get a little personal after everything Vikram Prasher said last week. And here we are, we're on top of picnic tables, we're off of picnic tables, we've got beer spit in the face.
Nowhere in the Job Site Brewing Company is safe.
Back into the ring now. Look out. Matthews in trouble.
Great DDT.
Center of the ring. Can he get there for the pinfall? The champ is in trouble. Both men out though.
Prasher having trouble following up after that huge move.
Fans here into this. Who is going to win? Are we going to see a new champion? Is our great champion Rodney Matthews going to defend for the first time? Men climbing to their feet at the same time.
We're only 3 seconds away from an answer, and that's the great thing about wrestling.
Shots from their knees back and forth. Rodney Matthews, Vikram Prasher, what a war. Shot for shot.
Things are breaking down here into a fight.
Both men trying to get to both feet. Not stopping the shot for shot. Oh, there we go. And that's questionably low there from Vikram Prasher. Face shot off the knee now, and a clothesline flips him, turns him inside out.
Prasher firmly in control.
1, 2. We gotta do no.
Only 2. Prasher can't believe it, and neither can I.
Prasher had visions of making his way directly to that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship and raising it over his head. Not enough. Somehow not enough. Crowd doesn't like that. Scoop slam here. Rodney Matthews now up to the second rope.
Ooh.
Oh, he misses the big elbow.
Huge miss there for Matthews.
He's in trouble now. Prasher, though, off the ropes. Grabs him, slams him, center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. He caught him. He caught Vikram Prasher. Deep in the match here. Slams him in the center of the ring here. And our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion is still Rodney Matthews.
What a match between these two competitors.
You know, I almost don't want to say it after everything Vikram Prasher said last week, but what a performance.
Absolutely. Hats off to Prasher. No matter what he said, no matter his tactics, you can't take that match away from him. Came up a little short tonight, but I imagine these two will face off again very soon.
Thanks for joining us for Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YOURTV. Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit HammerlockPureWrestling.com to see all of our exciting upcoming events.